All right, everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
And I'm Laura.
And it's day 2 of our look at Bollywood movies. That's right, we're learning about the Indian movie business, which is in the city of Bombay,
right.
which was called, Mumbai. Mumbai was called Bombay, and that's how we got the name Bollywood. That's right. We also learned that a lot of these movies are very popular, they're very long, they're filled with singing and dancing and wonderful music, and they have really become kind of an international thing. I think Indian people, of course, like people from Taiwan, have moved to other countries over the generations, and they've brought these movies with them. So, you'll have Indian people in Canada or the UK, Australia, and of course they still love these movies, but actually now other people who maybe are friends with Indian people in those countries, they're getting into the movies too. I've seen Bollywood-style dance classes in other cities, in London and places like that. So it's very much a very international thing. But of course, the beating heart of it is still Bollywood. They make a lot of movies, like a lot of movies. Yeah, absolutely. They make movies like McDonald's makes hamburgers. It's quite incredible, the production that comes out of that and all of this entertainment, all the good stuff that they're doing. So we're going to be learning about not only Bollywood movies, but other different styles of this Indian cinema that we find in other parts of India. And it's going to be really interesting. So let's check it all out.
Let's do that.
Reading.
Indian cinema, Bollywood and beyond. With many languages, social classes, and climates, India is a diverse country. In India cinema, this rich culture is proudly on display. The Indian film industry releases 1,500 to 2,000 films per year. This is more than any other film industry in the world. Of course, there's more to Indian cinema than Bollywood. Bollywood films are mainly in the Hindi language, but many other languages are spoken in India. This has given rise to other film industries. Each one is mainly built around its own language. Kollywood, also known as Tamil language cinema, it is located in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Kollywood's Entiran, an action movie, became India's highest-grossing movie of 2010. Tollywood. The Telugu language film industry is based in Film Nagar, an area in Hyderabad. Tollywood's Bahubali, a big action drama, has grossed more money than any Indian film ever. The various regional film industries of India have each made extremely large contributions to the Indian film industry. If you've yet to experience the joy of Indian cinema, it's worth checking out.
All right, so the article begins. It says, with many languages, social classes, and climates, India is a diverse country. Absolutely. Anyone who's been there knows anything about it, saying that something is Indian is kind of like saying something is Chinese. Well, there's a big difference between northern China, southern China, east, west, different languages, different food, different climate, all that stuff. And India is very, very similar. The people in the north and the south speak different languages, eat different foods, live in actually very different ways in some cases. So it's good to understand that a little bit more. When we use this word social, anything social is talking about society, about people that we live with in cities, in cultures, in countries, and how things go along. If the society is happy, everyone's doing well. If the society is in crisis, there's a big problem. And it's not affecting maybe the land or the air or the ocean, the water, like pollution. Society is about the people who live in that country. For example, poverty and hunger are still huge social problems in many countries. We have other types of problems, but social problems affecting large numbers of people. Yeah, unfortunately, poverty, poor people, and hungry people, this is still a big problem. And if something is diverse, that means it's very different from each other, right? There's a lot of variety there. It's not all kind of the same. No, it's very, very different. I found that the choice of food in Taiwan has become much more diverse than it was 10 or 20 years ago,
For
right?
sure.
Now you can get food from all over the world, so it's very diverse, a wide variety.
OK， 所以印度呢，是一个非常多样化的国家，因为他们有不同的语言啦、社会阶级，甚至气候呢。Social 在本课是当做社会的，所以跟 society 社会是有关的，它是一个形容词。那提到的 social class 在这里表的是阶级，所以像是 social trends 就是指社会的潮流啦， or social differences 就是社会的差异。And speaking of social problems, unemployment is one of the cities, or probably the world's, most pressing social problems, I think due to COVID, okay? And diverse, we also saw that adjective, 就是指多样化的意思哦。
That's right. Now, in Indian cinema, this rich culture is proudly on display. Yes, India has a great and diverse culture. And since it's so diverse, since there's so many different kinds of culture, we can call it very rich. Not meaning money rich, meaning having a lot of something. In this case, they have a lot of different cultures. Now, what are cultures? This is kind of a complicated word, but if you think about it as the things that make people in different parts of the world different from each other. We all have arms and legs and hair on our heads, yes, but we speak different languages, we eat different food, we have different religions, we have different customs and holidays and traditions. We have different art, we play different music, we sing different songs, we play different sports. All of these, we wear different styles of clothes. All of these things are culture. I said it was complicated.
Right.
All of these things are culture. So they're all the things that people have invented over the years to make themselves unique and different from other people in other parts of the world. But they're, of course, one of the things that makes traveling so interesting, right?
Of
If everyone
course.
in the world spoke the same language and ate the same food, you'd say, why am I going here? It's just like here. But it's not, because of culture. For example, Rosa started off as a K-pop fan, but now she's become really interested in other parts of Korean culture. Because, of course, K-pop music is one part of Korean culture,
Right.
but only one small part.
OK， 所以在印度电影呢，他们是非常骄傲的展现出刚刚有提到非常丰富的文化哦。那其实大家可能会想说 ，rich 不就是富有的、有钱的？还记不记得第一天我们提到这个穷小子跟富家千金的恋爱？但是这里的形容词 rich 指的是丰富的哦。我们提到的是丰富的文化，文化的英文就是 culture 这个名词。I think it's super important to learn a country's culture if you want to learn its language.
And learning the language can really help you understand the culture better, too.
Right?
Sure.
And when I talk about culture, I think of another thing, which is called a culture shock. 文化冲击。
Everyone's so different, and they do things in different ways and eat different foods.
Yeah,
Absolutely, and that can be a shock, but it can also be very fun. And then we also had that term on display.
就是展示啦、展现啦 So it's available for people to see.
There you go, it's on display. Now, remember I said a lot of movies? Remember I said they make a lot of movies?
How many?
The Indian film industry releases 1,500 to 2,000 films per year.
Per year.
Per year. That's a lot. I think Hollywood now, the number's gone down.
Yes.
And a lot of things do come out on Netflix, but I think Hollywood would be around 200 maybe?
Okay.
150 to 200,
Wow.
I'm guessing, but nowhere near that. So they are making basically, that would be like
10 times?
20 movies a week.
Wow.
No. Is that like 10 movies? No. That's a lot of movies, is
Per
what
month.
we're saying, basically. Yeah. It was like 25 movies a week or something, isn't it? I don't know. Anyways, it's a lot of movies. That's the point. They release 1,500 to 2,000 movies a year. When you release something, you kind of let it go. If you have an animal in a cage and you take it to the woods to let it be free, you are releasing the animal or something like that. But here, we're not using it in quite that way. We're using it in a way to kind of talk about make something available to the public. This is a business way of using this word release. Companies will release new products. Other companies will release a new video game. An artist might release a new book or a new album, a bunch of new songs or something like that. So they're not letting it go, but they're putting it out in the public. They're making it available. They're putting it on sale, something that before was still being kind of kept quiet and secret. Now it's out there. You can get it if you want it. It will be released or it has been released. It is available to buy or get or do or watch. For example, the new Spider-Man movie will be released in theaters next month. Do you want to see it with me?
No, I don't want to see it.
No? What if it's the Bollywood Spider-Man?
Oh, okay, that I would want to check it out.
Bollywood.
Okay, okay.
It'd be cool though, right? Peter Parker singing and dancing. I would watch it.
Okay, 所以我们回到刚刚课文提到是印度电影产业每年他们都会发行1500到2000部电影，你真的没有听错，超多的。Release 在这里就有着发行、推出，它是一个动词，所以提到的像是不只是电影、音乐、专辑呢，也是可以用到这个字。For example, Blackpink's latest album will be released next month. Blackpink 最新的专辑将在下个月发行哦。
I am so excited for that. All right, back to the article. This is more than any other film industry in the world. I'll say that again. This is more than any other film industry in the world. I might actually be brave enough to say if you took all the other film industries in the world, added them together, it would still be more. But I'm not sure about that. Of course, we read there's more to Indian cinema than Bollywood. That's true. Just like saying Hollywood movies, that's all the American movies. They're all Hollywood movies. Absolutely not. In the same way, Bollywood is not the only thing going on in Indian cinema.
Sure, okay. 所以刚刚提到那个数字，这可是比世界其他任何电影产业更多的量哦。哇，他们制作超多电影。那当然，印度电影不只是 Bollywood 宝莱坞而已。接着我们要来介绍一些其他的。
That's right. Bollywood films are mainly in the Hindi language. But many other languages are spoken in India. I bet you 30 years ago, most of the movies coming out of China would have been in Cantonese, right? Because they were mostly coming from Hong Kong. I bet you now that's probably different. Most of the movies from China now are probably Mandarin.
Yeah,
because they're being made in other places. So kind of the same story.
Okay, 所以宝莱坞电影大部分都是以印地语为主 ，Hindi， 但是在印度还是会说其他的语言啊。
And so then that brings us to this has given rise to other film industries. In other words, other parts of India and also using other languages, they're also getting movies made now.
这也导致其他的电影产业的崛起哦。Give rise to something 就是导致啊，或是引起某件事情。
So let's find out. It says each one is mainly built around its own language. So yeah, in the same way, Mandarin films, Cantonese films, Taiwanese films,
Hakka.
Actors using the Hakka.
There's also
that's
Aboriginal
right.
language as well.
Actors using those languages, that's becoming more and more common. So let's look at one of them. It says Hollywood. That's a K, not an H. Hollywood, not a B. Bollywood, not an N. Nollywood. That's the movie business from Nigeria.
Oh,
Nollywood.
There's a Nollywood.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, they make a lot of movies too. But this one is Kollywood with a K. All right, also known as Tamil language cinema. It is located in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So this would be over on the east coast of India, I believe, over towards where that island of Sri Lanka is. So this is a different type of language that many millions of people still speak in India. So we said there that Kollywood movies are mostly located in Chennai, which is over in Tamil Nadu. When we say locate, this verb, to locate something, is basically to place that thing or where that thing is found. So something is located in or on or something like that. If I say, where is it? Oh, it's located on this street. Where are the pyramids? Oh, they're located in Egypt. Where is your house? Oh, it's located in this part of Taipei or wherever. So we're using it to kind of find a place, put a place, tell you where a place or thing is. For example, the largest airport in Taiwan is located in Taoyuan County. Exactly, the Taoyuan International Airport.
所以印度有很多语言，而且他们有不同的电影产业，那每一个大致上都是以他们自己的语言为主哦。Build something around something 就是以什么为中心。OK， 那再补充一下，印度因为地理的位置以及特殊的历史，它有非常多元的种族文化。那根据统计哦，光是在印度的境内使用的语言就超过1000种，那官方语言也多达22种哦。所以接下来我们当然就会提到几种哦，像是在Hollywood 就是康莱坞，他们用的是泰米尔语 ，OK 的这个电影产业嘛，这是 Hollywood。那它是位于在 Chennai 的Tamil Nadu，Is that how you say it?
I think that's pretty close.
就是钦奈的泰米尔纳都邦 ，OK。And we also saw the verb locate。Okay, you know, location, that's the noun. 就是使作落于 So be located, 然后再接上一个介系词，就是位于哪边哪边。For example, the pharmacy is located within the hospital.
That's where you find it. That's where it is. Exactly. Let's look at one of these well-known movies from Kollywood. It says Kollywood's Enthiran, an action movie, became India's highest-grossing movie of 2010. Wow, highest grossing. Basically, that means it made more money. I think one of the highest grossing movies of all time, a lot of them are Avengers movies now. Avatar would be up there. Titanic would be up there. Movies that make a lot of money. That's actually interesting because it shows you that people from other parts of India who probably don't speak Tamil are still going to see this movie.
Wow.
Right? They're watching it with subtitles, but they're still just as entertained by movies from Kollywood, if not from Bollywood.
所以我们来看一下其中一个例子哦，就是 Kollywood 他们说非常厉害的电影就是 Enthiran， 大家或许可以去看哦。那台湾的片名是把它翻译成《宝莱坞机器人之恋》，它竟然是2010年票房最高的电影呢。Highest grossing 这里呢，这个形容词就是表示票房最高的意思哦。这个我蛮想要去看看的。
All right, next up after Bollywood, we had Kollywood. Now we have Tollywood. These are Indian films from Tokyo. No, they're not. That would not make sense. These are Indian films. It says Tollywood. The Telugu language film industry is based in Film Nagar, an area in Hyderabad. Now, I believe Hyderabad, this is up north. This is kind of north. The Hyderabad is the Silicon Valley of India. It's where all the computers, it's all where all the computers and stuff are made. So, of course, there's people up there. They speak their own language, Telugu, so they have their own film business. And it is based in the area of the city of Hyderabad in an area called Film Nagar. Kind of like that.
Wow.
You know what they do there?
Okay,
they make film.
Yeah, Tollywood 这里又多了一个什么什么莱坞，就是托莱坞。OK， 所以呢，他们是讲什么东西呢？是泰卢固语 Telugu。OK，sounds fancy.
That's kind of sound nice.
对，然后电影业的总部是设在 Film Nagar， 它位于 Hyderabad。OK， 就是海德拉巴。而 base 是个动词，表示把总部设在哪边哪边，那常常是用被动语态的表示，所以是 be based in somewhere.
Now, Enthiran, we learned, remember, is a big Kollywood hit. What about a Tollywood hit? It says Tollywood's Bahubali, a big action drama, has grossed more money than any Indian film ever. Wow, that's very impressive. So obviously, right, gross means it made more money, not just like last year or something, ever. So if basically you want to see the most popular film ever made based on ticket sales, Bahubali is the one you want to watch.
I'm gonna check this one out.
Sounds
OK，
good.
所以托莱坞的 Bahubali 就是帝国战神，就是巴霍巴里王，是一个非常大的动作剧情片，它是赚了有史以来任何印度电影都还多的票房呢。 而 drama 在这里指的是剧情片，而 gross 就是一个动词，就是总共赚的多少。
To grow you to make a lot of money. All right, the various regional film industries of India have each made extremely large contributions to the Indian film industry. Absolutely. Bollywood might be the most well-known, just like Hollywood is the most well-known, but a lot of great filmmakers work in other parts of the world, both in India and in America. When we talk about a regional film industry or a regional something, we mean a region. That's a smaller but kind of special area in a bigger country. So if I talk about Silicon Valley or the West Coast, the California wine country, that's a region. The Southwest is a region. The Northeast in America is a region, just as the southern Taiwan is different from the western part of Taiwan where the big cities are. The eastern region of Taiwan has wonderful beaches and beautiful mountains. So these are all within one country, but they're all unique and different, so we can use region or regional, the adjective, to talk about that special part, which is different from other parts. For example, do people in Taiwan speak with different regional accents?
I think they do, especially
I know, like
with
in China,
Taiwanese.
right? You can understand. Oh, he's from Beijing. Oh, they're from Shanghai. Could you tell if someone's from Taipei or Kaohsiung or Taidong?
Maybe Taichung. They have like a slight Taichung accent.
There you go, a regional accent. All right. And extremely, very much, greatly, to an almost unbelievable degree. When you're saying really, 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 or very, 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 you can also say extremely. After finishing the marathon, Sheila was extremely tired.
Very, very tired.
Yes, I will be extremely tired if I vacuum my whole apartment.
Oh, I would too.
I need to take a nap. I'm so tired.
And sweaty.
And extremely tired, yes, and thirsty. Okay, and a contribution. Oh, a contribution is something that you give in to a bigger group effort, to a bigger project. A bunch of people are working on it. Well, what did you do? You did that? Oh, that's good. That was your contribution. That's what you put in, along with everyone else, to something we're all doing together.
OK， 所以刚刚我们提到了这些每一个不同的地方特色的电影产业都大大贡献了印度的电影业哦。其中我们提到超多字的，像是 regional 这个形容词就是地区的啊、区域的，或是有地方特色的。所以如果我说，有的人他可能有一个地区上的口音，就是 he or she has a regional accent，OK？那刚刚呢，我们那我们来看一个例句要怎么用好了。Nuclear programs are a threat to regional and world peace. Nuclear programs 就是核协议的意思哦。And we also saw the word extremely. 这个副词就是指非常的、极度的。For example, the weather is extremely humid and hot. I can't imagine what it's like being in the heat for more than an hour.
Oh, it's extremely hard to live.
And contribution, that's a noun, 就是贡献。那通常我们会用 make a contribution to something 这个片语，就是对什么东西有贡献的意思。
All right, back to the article. If you've yet to experience the joy of Indian cinema, it's worth checking out. In other words, go watch a Bollywood movie. What are you guys doing? You haven't seen one? You're crazy. Go get one. Watch it now. You'll love it.
Right. 如果你还没有体验印度电影的喜悦，真的很值得你赶快去看一看哦。Check out 就是瞧一瞧，而 worth 这里是有当形容词用哦，有值得的意思，所以常常我们会说 be worth 某一个金额或是数量啊，像是 Can you believe how expensive this watch is? Not this watch. It's worth $1 million. Not mine.
For that, it's a G-Shock.
No, just an example sentence.
The most expensive G-Shock ever made.
对，然后当我们用 be worth，然后后面接 VING or worth something， 这里就是值得去做什么事情。For example, Top Gun 2 is really worth seeing. It was so much better than I expected. Stop saying that.
There should have been more singing and dancing.
No, that's true. That's true.
Imagine them singing on the airplanes as they're flying. They would do that in Bollywood.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we have time for a chat question. Let's go do that.
For You Chat.
All right, so our chat question is choose one Taiwanese movie that shows Taiwan's culture. Talk about it. If we're talking about Thailand.
I'll choose one that's really easy to
Okay.
understand. It's
Go.
海角七号. Cake number
cake
seven.
number 7.
You know that,
That
yeah.
was a super famous popular
Yeah,
movie.
it got super famous, and it's sort of talked about, during the time when the Japanese were
Yep.
ruling. So it was that, and then there was some history.
the modern story, yeah.
It's a modern story and talks a little bit about the Japanese occupation of Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah, and then kind of like Taiwan
You
now.
get some history.
Yeah, you
of
get
course,
some history.
It's filmed down in like Kending and
Kending, Hengchun.
wonderful, beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
And I think there is some music in it,
There
right? It's kind of about a
is.
band. So
Yes.
yeah, that might be a good choice. One I would choose is anything, those movies that come out at Chinese New Year. And I remember seeing one a few years ago with my wife's family with Zhuge Liang.
诸葛亮.
Right? And they were so kind of local and Taiwanese. I think I saw it was about like a time machine. And it was in Dadaocheng.
Wow.
It was like Dadaocheng back during
I've
the
seen- I
Japanese
also saw that
time and the
one.
modern time. Anyway, it was really interesting. Kind of a fun, silly movie. But still, it was very fun, enjoyable. And yeah,
Wow.
it gave you a good taste of Taiwanese
I like
culture.
those time travel ones too.
Yeah, they're fun,
Gives
aren't
you
they?
like, yeah.
You get to see 2 sets of costumes and
There
things
you
like
go.
that. All right, guys. Anyway, there's some wonderful movies out there from many parts of the world. Here, there, far away, near. And go out and enjoy them. Support filmmakers because they're doing good stuff to entertain us. And we'll see you back here sometime very soon. Until then, Bollywood bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Bolly,
Bubbly.
bye.
Volleyball.
Vocabulary Review.
Social. The politician talked about some social problems in his speech, such as the lack of jobs. Culture. Chinese people moved to Taiwan in large numbers in the 17th century and brought their religion and culture with them. Release. When the album The Velvet Underground and Nico was released in 1967, it wasn't popular. However, now many people love it. Locate. Locate. It's easy for me to get to work because my office is located very close to an MRT station. Regional. This regional style of cooking can only be found in one part of the country. Extremely. Sally was really hungry, so the first bite of her sandwich was extremely satisfying.
智慧小补帖。
Diverse. Diverse. Highest grossing. Contribution.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net